The Houston Texans are on the ups. I've been saying it. Get that damn ticket to the train. Choo choo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lead. Your host, as always, Harley Dugan. You see it right here in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. We are a few days short from it, okay? But the draft grades are out, and I'm a little behind on it. But Mel Kiper dropped his draft grades. Of course, we love seeing what the national media has to talk about the Houston Texans. I like keeping it local, but not to spiff it off 6'10", I like seeing what national people got to say. I like to see a different perspective and unbiased point of view, not to say any implication there. But Mel Kiper, who a lot of people respect, has dropped his draft grades. And all 32 teams let you know right now, it's always a Houston Texans state of mind. So let's dive right in this and splish splash and see what he's got for the Texans. All righty. So we're just going to go straight and jump to the team. Obviously, the Eagles get an A because they drafted every Georgia Bulldog imaginable. All right, here we go. Read them and weep. There's no grade. What happened? Oh, no. There we go. Boop. A B. Okay. This is interesting. That's not what I was expecting. I was hoping a little bit higher, personally. But again, national media perspective. Let's see what he's got to say. So he said that our top needs, obviously, quarterback, receiver, DN, cornerback, tackle. I don't get the tackle thing. It never makes no sense to me. Where's linebacker? Where's defensive tackle? Where's offensive lineman for center? Like, come on, guys. What are we doing here? All right, league worst 11-38 past 30 seasons. Like the Panthers, we needed to face the franchise, someone to build around. Okay, always confused with rumblings they could pass on a quarterback at 2. Were they really going to try out Davis Mills week 1? Thank God it did not happen. Sanity prevailed. Clear minds, clear, concise minds prevailed. Thank goodness, Texans, okay? And they grabbed C.J. Stroud. The stunner happened. Stone cold me right now. Give me a hell yeah. As we trade up all the way to number 3, grabbed Will Anderson. All right. Normally, I'd say that's amazing for the Texans, but they gave up a ton to make it happen. As he wrote Thursday night, apparently, he doesn't expect them to compete for the AFC South title this season. Ultimately means that the 2024 first-round selection could be a coup for the Cardinals. Ultimately, GM Nick Caserio and company will talk about the prospects they added, but at this time next year, they could be in real trouble. You know, I disagree. I obviously think that C.J. Stroud, if you don't pick him at 2, he's there at 3, the price goes up. So basically, you've heard this on 610 from Landry Locker. You've heard this from other Texans content people, and everyone has shared the same thought process locally, that if you did grab Will Anderson at 2 and decided to go Stroud at 3, the price would have gone higher. The Titans seemed like a team that were trying anything they could to get C.J. Stroud. We end up outbidding for them. Get Will Anderson. I have no problem with it. This organization, I don't have no problem with it. The organization needed to make something happen. They needed this risk factor. They've never done it before in their whole franchise's history. I've always been saying, beating the damn table. The Houston Texans need to take some risks. They need to take them chances. In order to become great, you got to break some eggs, okay? In order to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs, right? That's exactly what you got to do if you're the Houston Texans. I have no problem with it. If it backfires, I can at least be proud to say, hey, they took a chance. It didn't work out. Respect to you. I appreciate the bravado and everything. And I understand maybe you did give up a little bit extra. I do not care. Give me this. I need it to happen, okay? Let's continue before I drop a damn deuce on Mel Kiper real quick. Day 2, he says they reached significantly and traded up for center Juice Scruggs. He is a fan of the wideout or returner, Tank Dell, what he could bring to the offseason. Dell ball in space, let him score touchdowns. Day 3, Houston added back a third rounder in the deal with Philly. Absolutely fantastic deal, Mr. Nick Caserio. Give you your flowers, buddy. Nice move. They added Henry To'oTo'o. I have no problem with that whatsoever, more so because of his draft value. I wasn't high on To'oTo'o, but at 167, you cannot deny that draft value right there. And wide receiver Xavier Hutchinson at 205 could be solid finds. I love Xavier Hutchinson, especially, again, draft value. You got him a lot lower than I thought he should have been, gone by that time. And you double dip that in position of need at wide receiver, getting a Tank Dell just in case if something ever happens with Mechie. I know he's coming back. He's looking fine. But Tank Dell is a slot receiver and should be strictly a slot receiver. 5'8", small receiver. I don't see him being an outside guy. I don't see him catching passes over the middle. I just don't see it because of his frame. But if he's a dynamic special teams guy, that is a huge, huge plus in the third round. I'm not as high as the draft value for Tank Dell. I love the player. I'm very biased. Don't get me wrong. Henry To'oTo'o, love him. Again, draft value. Hutchinson is a clear X wideout receiver that's going to help this team. I have no problem in what they did in day 2. I do agree Juice Scruggs, he was a reach. He was a reach. But he's a scheme fit. And I think at the end of the day, it might not look like a reach when it's all said and done. I really do think he's going to be a baller for this team. So he says this is another class that will hinge on what happens with the quarterback. Obviously, all of them do. I do think Anderson has all-pro potential. That's great, and that's why he'll leave it as a B. He just didn't love us giving up that future draft capital. Look, scare money don't make money, okay? The Houston Texans definitely wanted to pair both of these guys and get the arguably best quarterback in the draft and the best defensive player in the draft. I have no problem with it whatsoever. The Houston Texans, and as you see there, the Colts get a B. The Houston Texans have added significant players this offseason, but the draft specifically to me is an A-. Absolutely knock it out of the park. Nick Caserio doing the bat flip. Walk it off, my guy. You did an amazing job, and the fans are behind it. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be live in NRG. It's going to be pumping again. Everyone keeps saying that Houston is no longer a football city. You better recognize real quick, the Houston Texans are on the ups. I've been saying it. Get that damn ticket to the train. Choo-choo! As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.